Leo, we didn't get a chance to talk to you after the game on the road in Cleveland Wednesday. You guys had a great start. Did that late goal for the Monsters kind of change the direction of it?
Yeah, I think so. There was a lot of momentum swings in that game. I really liked the way we started. I really liked our start to the third period. I think the shots were 10-1. They're a really good team. Like, with Gauntz in their lineup, it completely changes the dynamic of their team. And you look at their centers. You have Bell Balbalous, who's a really good player in our league. Gauntz is, you could argue he's the best 200-foot center in the league. Then you have Jack Williams, who's had a really, really good start to his career. And then you have Sillinger, who's a really good player. So they're deep. I like parts of our game. I thought we were careless with the puck in the second period. I actually thought we were okay the first 10, and then they kind of, after the power play goal, and then they got another one. I didn't think we did there was a clear-cut game plan of getting guys to the net, and we didn't do a good enough job boxing out in front of our net. If you look at the goals we scored, we're playing goalie on the one penalty kill goal. Dev doesn't see it. And then the other one, we don't get a box out. They tip it in. And I thought the one at the end of the first period hurt as well. You go into the second period, 2-0, you're feeling good. The one that stings with, I think there was 15 seconds left. But it probably changes to 6-on-5. I thought we had a great 6-on-5. We were in their zone for 3 minutes, but you go into that, where it's a one-goal game, there's a little bit more urgency. Not that I didn't think our guys had urgency. I thought we did a great job, but that one hurt. We misplayed the entry. In that situation, your D's just got to get the guy driving in net. You can't try to bat that puck out of midair because it's a tough play. If we just box out our guy, that puck probably goes in the corner. We get out of that. But it was a really tight checking game. Wish you go to that 6-on-5. Like I said, one goal game might be, you might get one. But just gotta respond and be ready to go tonight.
How are you guys, you talk about dealing with adversity, but how do you see it in the locker room? How do you think they're handling it?
I think they've done a really good job. I think now it gets magnified because you're going down the last 20 games of the season, and it's, there's a lot of really good teams right now in our division that are playing really good hockey. Like I said, Cleveland, you look at their record since Gauntz has come down, I think they've lost in Ashton Reese. You're talking about two NHL players in your lineup. I think they're 9-1. Laval's a really good team. But I think our guys have done a good job. I think we need to do a better job of managing. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs in games, but I think we got to do a better job of just staying even keel and not letting 2 to 3 minutes in a period get away from us. I think it's immaturity of a group. I think need to have better, on the bench energy in those situations and just sticking with it. That starts with me as well. But, we're the guys have fought every game. They're in every single game they played. Now we just, coming down the stretch, we got to make sure we're playing a full 60 minutes and we're minimizing those 3 to 5 minutes in periods where it get away from us.
One goal was the difference against this team 7 days ago, but outside of the score, what were some of the keys you noticed in that one?
It was a really good game. Like I said, we usually start really well. I think we're plus 20 in first periods. Our guys are always ready to play. I think where it got away from us a little bit was giving teams too much easy offense, like free. Whether we don't change properly in the second period, that's a thing that, being disciplined in our game when you have to, and those, especially in the second period, of when to get pucks out. when you're changing. There was a lot of times in that game we changed all 5 guys and they went up to the weak side. And that's what happens when you get extended in the D zone. And it starts out with managing the puck, making good decisions with the puck in the second period. We gave up too many rushes against. That was probably one of the areas where I thought, and that starts with your puck management. You're having a good F3 out of your own zone is really crucial against this team that you're reloading. They got D that could skate, that get up in the play, and then our D got to do a better job of defending the line. There was too many times where we could have ended plays where it was a 2-on-2 situation and it turned into a 4-on-3 or a 5-on-4 situation because we didn't end plays at the blue line. We gave up the line too much. So it starts with our tracking, our gapping, and then ending more plays. But overall, I like the fight. It goes down to, we're down in the third period, score a goal. And when it goes to overtime, anything could happen. But I like most of the game that we played against them.
You've never wavered in focusing on this team and not really talking a lot about the opponent. That being said, Laval posted it yesterday. They've got some pretty big pieces that are out, either injured or sick. So is this an opportunity to try and capitalize?
No, I don't look at that. I really don't. I mean, you could say that about. I mean, someone could look down on whoever we're playing and be like, well, they got all these guys out. You just got to go play. They're a really good team, regardless of who they have out of the lineup. You still have, I saw the names. You still have, Reinbacher's a really good deal. Delgazio has played in the league a long time. And you can't focus on who's out of the lineup for any other team. You just got to go play. I think if you focus on that, or I go to the group and be like, hey, they got these guys out, it's a wrong message for the team. Everybody goes through it. They're going through it. We've gone through it for a long time. But you just got to go play. You got to make sure you're focusing on the things that make us a good hockey team and worry about things that you can control. Like, we can't control who's in their lineup. We don't spend a lot of time worrying about that. So just got to go play.
Don?
It seems like when we're sitting here talking about defense or taking too many penalties or things like that, but it sort of feels like right now that if you were scoring one more goal at an opportune time or something,
yeah.
So is offense a big focus for you right now?
It's a good question. It's been a weird season that way. Like, we went through, I would say, game 25 through 35 where we were scoring at, 4 or 5 goals a game, which is probably unexpected for, our group. And then we weren't defending well enough. And then we went through a phase where I think we gave up in a 7-game stretch 15 goals. And we were 500 during that time. We weren't scoring. So you go through it. I think the biggest thing for us is, what makes us, how we're going to generate goals. That's the biggest thing that we focus on with our group. And I think we have, when we're shooting the puck and we're not passing up shots and we're attacking the net, I think that's the biggest thing. I think if you just focus on we need more goals, it's how do we get the goals? You know what I mean, Donnie? Like, how do we get a plan for our group that we have to generate offense? And I think that's the biggest thing. I think we could do, like, the Laval game is a really good example. We had 5 2-on-1s. In 4 of them, we didn't get a shot on goal. So those are missed opportunities with our group, especially against a team like Laval that doesn't give up much. When you get those opportunities, you have to make sure you make them pay and you execute at a high level. But I think when we're shooting the puck more, when we have more volume on the net, we have guys going to net to pick up those second and third opportunities. I think that's when we're playing our best, when we're just relentless on the puck and we have a shot-first mentality. I think that's where, we're playing our best. And then our power play has been a huge part of, scoring goals. And I think if you look at the Laval game, we didn't execute at a high level. I don't know if we got a shot on goal on our power play. and they've been great all year. And then last game we didn't get a power play, so we have to do a better job too generating power plays, and that's if you have the puck more in the offensive zone. But not the goals, but it's more how do we create the goals? How do we get those chances for our group?
This string right here, whole string of games against the teams that are above you in the division.
Yeah.
This is a huge part of the schedule, isn't it?
It really is. Like, we knew going into it. I would say probably the toughest stretch of games since I've been here. The teams that we're playing, they're really good hockey teams. Like, you look at Charlotte, you look at Laval, you look at what Syracuse is doing. They're all going to be hard. Like, we have a really difficult schedule. I think we have the hardest schedule of our division going forward, winning percentage-wise, of teams we're going to face. I think it's good. I think it hardens the group a bit because, if you don't play at the level that you need to play against, it won't be good. You're not gonna be competitive. You're not gonna be in the fight. And I thought we've been on the wrong side of it. But those games, Charlotte, we're probably looking at it differently. If you win in a shootout, Laval, instead of being 0-1-2, you're 2-1-2. So it's either you got to look at it. I look at those 3 games that we played, that we fought, and we were in the games against really good teams. We weren't on the right side of it. It's going to be more the same. They're going to be really tight checking games, probably one goal games. Those are the teams that we're playing right now. So, but I think it's really good for our group to go through that, to play against. I think in the long run it'll be better for us to play. You want to play the best, and right now these teams are playing the best hockey. And I don't watch, I don't see what teams are doing in the West, but these are as good as teams as you're going to see in this league.